Receiver for the defending champion Packers. They're a perfect 11-0 after their Thanksgiving Day win over the Lions. James Jones joins me. James, what's up? How are you?
How you doing? Thanks for having me.
It's great to have you. I'm doing great. And let me take you back to Thanksgiving Day. Let me first get your thoughts on that. Emotions and tempers were running high against Detroit. In your opinion, was the moment just too big for them, and did they lose their composure?
Oh, man, you know what? They've been doing that all year. You know, they've had a couple penalties and stuff all year, and we've seen some violent stuff on film. So our coach warned us. He said he made sure we stayed out of it and, you know, kept our composure through the game, and we just there for the victory.
All right, so you saw it on the film coming in. Were they violent, in your opinion, or were they dirty?
A little bit of both. You know, they're a violent bunch. They're a physical bunch, but they got some dirty plays on film, and we seen that. We didn't want to get involved in that, so we just kept our cool, and, you know, we went out to Detroit for one thing, and that was to get to 11-0.
Was it hard not to get involved? I mean, when you see Ndamukong Suh step on a teammate, did guys want to come onto the field, and was it hard not to get involved?
Oh, no question. I mean, that's your brother he's stepping on, so, I mean, you want to get involved, but you understand that it's bigger than that. You know, we're here to play a football game. We're not here to get in a boxing match, so we understand that.
So you guys have been there before. You've been in that situation. You know how to handle it. Now, let me ask you this. When a guy steps on a guy, I mean, that's different. A 15-yard penalty is one thing. A personal foul is another thing. But that's different, right? Stepping on a guy. It
is, man. I mean, that's a form of disrespect. I mean, you got a grown man, an NFL athlete that everybody looks up to, and you're stepping on another man on national TV. I mean, that's no place for that in our game, and we understand that. We weren't going to get involved in that.
Hey, one more thought on that. I would imagine you guys were hot enough already when you saw it happen. What did you think when you heard his explanation afterwards when he said, I was just trying to get up, I was trying to get myself untangled?
I laughed at it a little bit, but, you know, he got to protect himself. We understand that, but, I mean, everybody's seen it on TV, how he stepped on the guy, and, you know, it was blatant. So, I mean, he really can't defend himself on anything like that.
All right, so you guys are 11-0 right now. Are we at a point right now where we can have a conversation whether or not you guys are looking to run the table? I know you'll tell me it's about the next game, but you are 11-0.
We are 11-0. What I can tell you is nobody wants to lose. We do want to, you know, every game we go into, we want to win. So I can't tell you that, but our coaches do a great job here of not letting us look to that next game and focus on win number 12, not 13.
You know, you could have left after the season, but in the past offseason, you had your quarterback Aaron Rodgers say, this is our top priority. We got to get this guy back. And he wasn't the only one saying it. Coaches said it. Your teammates said it. How much did that mean to you?
It meant a lot. I mean, when you feel wanted somewhere, I mean, that's huge. And, you know, it feels good to be back. I'm glad I'm back, you know, to be a part of this. I mean, we're 11-0, something, you know, no Packers team has ever done. So, you know, just to have your teammates and your coaches fight for you like that means a lot.
James, let's talk about your situation. I mean, the fact that you and I are having this conversation is really amazing when you go way back. You've never had a drink. You've never had a cigarette. You certainly have never done drugs. I mean, a lot of people probably want to live the clean living life. But talk about that for a minute. Why have you never done any of those things?
First and foremost, I seen how it, you know, destroyed my uncle's lives and, you know, my family members' lives of doing that stuff. And, you know, when I was growing up, one thing I promised myself was that I'll never do any of those things because I seen how it messed their lives up. And, you know, I had a dream, and my dream was to get to the National Football League, and I felt like that stuff was going to knock me off my course. And I just kept the path, you know, shooting for my dream and, you know, didn't mess with none of that stuff.
All right, so talk about growing up in the Bay Area. It certainly was a very challenging childhood. Talk about some of the things you had to overcome and some of the things you had to persevere to get beyond to be where you are right now.
I mean, well, as people know, I grew up in homeless shelters. I mean, as a young kid, when you're growing up in homeless shelters, it's tough. You sit in this, you know, basically little box, and you ask yourself, you know, why me? You know, you sit there and say, I'm a good kid, and, you know, all these other kids got everything they want, and I'm in the homeless shelter. So, I mean, it's hard, it's difficult, but I had a great mother. You know, she kept me at even keel. She kept me, you know, in positive spirits. I seen how hard she worked to provide for us day in and day out, and, you know, everything I do now, I do it for her.
Yeah, the thing about the homeless shelters, you have to move every 90 days. So the second you get settled, it's time to find someplace else to live and another way to get food and means to survive. What about football? How did you find football?
Oh, man, football was always my passion. And, you know, when I was a young kid in Pop Warner, I met this coach, Coach Marion Larrea, and he paid for me to to play Pop Warner football, and it kind of started the whole thing, and I fell in love with it, and been playing football ever since. Even staying in the homeless shelters, it couldn't stop me from playing football. I'll get on my bike, I'll ride the bus to practice, and make sure I was getting there to be able to be a part of
I think you and
football.
I was going to say you and I would need an entire another show to do justice to your story, but let me ask you this. Are you and I having this conversation right now had you not gone through those things?
Not at all. I think everything I went through made me the man and the person I am today, and it definitely makes me hungry, in life and on the football field to succeed. And if I don't go through those things, I truly don't think I'm here.
And a message to others, for certain. Great to have you on the show. Really appreciate the visit. Thank you very much.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
You got it. My pleasure. Good stuff.